Hello, good afternoon, welcome. My name is Obeng Darko, welcome. Today I want to talk with you industrial design. Industrial design. When we were doing engineering in school, I remember coming from a university. There was this professor who was teaching us, I think it's machine design, something like that. And they were teaching us about AutoCAD and some of those programs. I was not so much fascinated about it. I really didn't have any flow for it. I didn't have any passion for it. I didn't like the dimensions and those. They made it seem that much complex. But I've seen that if you're an innovator, if you're somebody who is very creative and who wants to produce anything, who wants to come out with anything, who wants to invent a product, a machine, something that can make life easier for a lot of people, you may have to be interested in design, especially industrial design. Every product that you see around is coming from somebody's mind. And if there is anything that we have to encourage our Africans, our young men, especially those who are very much interested in technology, to also look at is being able to learn some of these softwares, to create, to innovate, and to come out with something. Because it appears that when it comes to manufacturing and processes and industry, everybody wants to think that it's not here, it's somewhere in China or India or some other countries. But when it comes to Africa, they want us to promote sports and entertainment, a lot of churches and religiosity. But I think that creativity is all that we all have, everyone. And when you look at your bedroom or your office or when you walk through town, anything that you see that somebody has created, has manufactured, the shoe that you're wearing, the shirt, the glass, the goggles that you're wearing, the earrings, the pen that you're holding, they are all out of people's creativity. And so industrial design is something that with the help of technology, internet, YouTube, social media, a lot of our young men, a lot of them are very good with graphic design, a lot of them are very good with web design, a lot of them are very good with video editing, things like that. I don't hear much about industrial design, and I don't hear much about product design as well. And I think that you should be looking at that. I have a young man, Kofi. He's very good. He's very good with graphics, with web design, and he comes out with a lot of t-shirt designs, which is very good step. But we should be able to see a lot of our young men coming up, even if you don't manufacture. The fact that you start the process, conceptualizing their idea, sitting down and looking at what can I change with this existing product, or what can I change with this existing tool, or with this existing machine or equipment. Look, if you're able to learn some of these softwares, they are there. Some of them use AutoCAD, some of them use SolidWorks. If you master them, and especially if you're a very creative person, which I think a lot of our young men must look at. Don't just go to the internet to watch entertainment and laugh. But on your laptop, the things that come to the very gadgets, all the gadgets, the phone that you see, maybe look at, can you design the phone differently? Which I know that majority of our young men are super creative, especially those who have learned some of these design softwares. And so subject yourself and learn it if you're a very young man, especially the engineers and the art people who are very interested in coming out with new product. In design works in almost every field. There is design in every field. There is design in engineering, there is design in construction, there is design in fashion, there is design in pharmaceutical, in video, in almost everything, whether it's a physical product or whether it's a soft product. If you're not aware of some of these things, then it becomes very difficult for you to design anything at all. And a lot of the times, if you can design it, the force that will push you to go and produce that thing physically will be there. Because if you put your thoughts together, it's for instance, trying to build a house, architectural design, trying to build a house. If you're able to give the concept to the draftsman or to the architect, and it comes out with the drawings, so all the technical drawings for you, no problem. But the moment you see how the house will look at in the rendition, when they render it in the 3D, you become so much, this house is very nice. Now even if they produce a video part of it to you, where you can go through the house, go through the kitchen, go to the hall, go to the everywhere, the staircase. When you see that, there is some kind of push that you get. Say, okay, so how can I get money to produce this? How can I get money to make sure that this house that somebody has produced for me, whether it's in a picture form or whether it's in a video form, how do I go to get the land? How do I go to get the construction team to build it? This, just as we are okay with construction processes. You know, I want to build 2-bedroom house. I start the idea, then I talk to the architect or the engineer or the draftsman. He comes out with all the technical details and the drawings, and then I have to get some people who understand construction. I provide the land, I provide the money, they buy the materials, and over time they're able to produce the same house. The same thing, that anything that you see in your room, in your office, the laptop, the camera, the tripod, the microphone, the book that you see, all of them went through the same sequence, you know, the same processes. And so I think that if you're a young man, look at that design, industrial design, look at that product design, look at that. If you can come out with a product with some kind of tool, anything, maybe you can even design a car. You don't like the Mercedes design, or you don't like the Kantanka design, you want to change something else, because listen, there's nothing so peculiar or original about anything that you see any human being has created. Nothing of it is original. Every one of it is just copying somebody and then adding something to it. It's not like this guy is original or this lamp stand is original. No, it's all, we all look and we copy. There is no software which is original. Somebody has taught you. After all, who created the 1 2 3? Who created the alphabet? You know, it's coming from a lot of people's contribution. And so machine design, look at that. If you're a young man, go to YouTube. There are a lot of people who have given a lot of information on that. Learn that. Subject yourself to learning, because if you don't have the right tools, it will be very difficult to produce anything. And when it comes to innovation and creativity, especially creating things as Africans to solve our own problems, look at the clothes, look at the shoes, look at the computers, look at the cars. What can you come up with? If I want to write a book, I connect with Joel, who is a graphic designer who knows how to, you know, he did publishing from the university, Kwame Nkrumah. So he knows all the tools, he knows all the software. So what I have to do is to write, you know, produce the manuscript, and then he will design all the content and then come to design the back copy. Once you have the idea, and you can come up with something, other people can add value to whatever that you are conceiving, whatever that you are coming up with. And so maybe your interest will be in fashion. Go and look for that. But a lot of the times, I think where most people hold us responsible is where we should be able to come out with a lot of innovations on machines and equipment and electronic gadgets and softwares. You know, I know that most of our people are into it. The next stage is it has to spread everywhere, where it does not become something that is so strange to the ordinary man on the street. How anything else is created, because just idea conception, and then be able to have some kind of sketch. Now we are talking of design. Maybe if you're very good with the design software, you come up with it to show somebody this is what I can produce, you know, and then you think of how do I build a small factory, a small workshop to produce this. We need a lot of our young men, whether you have engineering, science background or not. Any one of us can produce anything if you commit so much to it and stay with the processes. Is very key, because we need the information to be out, that these things are there, and therefore our people must learn. We should not just be, you're a young man, you're at home, learn something, produce something on your, even if you don't produce it physically, produce something on your machine, on your laptop, on your phone. Produce something, learn something. Go beyond just graphic design, go beyond just editing video for party and for wedding ceremonies. Produce, come out with a creative idea of a gadget, of a tool, of a product, something that people can use, something that we can be proud of, to say that this one was made by a Ghanaian, this one was made by an African. And so my name is Obeng Darko. Subscribe to this channel, share the channel with your friends and family. I'm talking about industrial design. So when we were doing that course, I didn't like it. I think my mind more is of the processes more than technical drawings. So I'm not that much good with drawing. I can conceive, I can have some concept, but I don't like sitting down to really draw this line to 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters. But so a lot of people are very good with that. But industrial design is not even so much technical in terms of the measurements. It's more of you having an idea and being able to produce it in a picture form with a software. Having a product idea and being able to be thoughtful through it, and looking at any gadget at all, and seeing what you can add or what you can remove, or even coming up with something that you may not is not in close proximity as to its existence. But every idea that you get, somebody else has. So maybe you are looking at the fan and how you can redesign the fan, the ceiling fan, or maybe the switches or the plugs, whatever that you think you can. Or maybe even you can even look at furniture. You can look at the bed and see this bed and say that I want to remake this bed, or I want to remake this kind of. We just need a lot of our young people to come out with product. If you can't even manufacture, and I can tell you that a lot of the times when you have come out with that, you'll be able to push yourself to the next stage. If you don't wait for any help and you start from where you are. I have a young man who is my friend, Jeffrey. He has a machine company. They produce drilling machine, milling machine, farm machines and agro processing machines. What they do first, he's an engineer. He understands, engineering drawings, engineering designs, and they are able to go through all the technical drawings, and they are able to come out with the machine in a 3D form. They can even produce a video on it for you. These are the young men and women that we want them in numbers across all industries, across all production and processing industries. We need a lot of our young men to think productively, think creatively, and come out with tools